Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of BC Buckets. I'm Matthew Bruni. Joining me once again is Colin Mitchell. Colin, today we have a pair of freshmen from Duke and USC, and Jared McCain and Isaiah Collier. Um, Different players. Jared McCain, more of a shooter. Isaiah Collier puts a ton of pressure on the rim. I have a pretty big difference between these. I don't want to say big difference, but a big enough difference to where it's
It's clear
substantial
cut for you.
on my board.
I
What
need
was it?
you to convince me one way or the other because I have them very similar, and it's not because I think they're similar players at all. I just think that for them to succeed in the NBA, they have to play
Okay.
the one, and I need to know which one Bruni
So
is more
that is
capable
a
of playing the one.
fair. Okay, so I think there's a lot of different ways to attack this. All right.
Yeah.
Um, I have McCain higher. Let's start there. I have McCain higher because I think the shooting is really real, like really real. Shot 63% on just catch and shoot, or 63 true shooting percentage on just catch and shoot jumpers. And then he also finished really well at the rim. Like he could finish at the rim at a pretty high rate. I think it was at 60% in the half court, and he can't dunk really. So or he had 0 dunks in the half court. So
Yeah.
this is a guy who's doing all of it under the rim, but he's like really crafty and can score the ball. 14 points per game, 41.5% from three, 52% from two, 2 assists, 1 steal, 88% from the free throw line. I think this guy is going to be a really high level shooter. On 6 attempts per game, I just saw there was good range, good base, good release, quick, a quick shot, I should say, not quick with the ball, but like that. I'm just buying that 100%. I buy that more than I buy Collier's ability to get to the rim and finish at the NBA level.
And I think I agree with you there, but I don't know how. To me, it's hard for me to have Jared McKinnon see the floor unless he turns into like a Jalen Brunson.
So the question for both of these guys,
Yeah.
to your point, is they're small for a two guard.
Yes, and I mean Collier, I don't even think has the skill set for a two guard.
So I don't think either one's like a great passer at all, but McCain with the ball in his hand has a lot more to his game than Collier to me right now.
Yes, yeah,
And
I mean,
so that's why, and I just think he's, I don't want to say more mature, but like more mature with the ball in his hands, like is under a lot more control. Collier has the flashes where he's just like, wow, he did a move and he's at the rim. Awesome. He's at the rim. Awesome. But to me, I just think, and maybe it was a product of being in a better situation at Duke. Like I won't discount that. I do think McCain being on a better team at Duke compared to Collier, which was at a trash team at USC, that won like 40% of its 30% of its games. I do think that hurts, but like I think there's a big difference here in terms of what they're good at. McCain is gonna. I think he could be great at shooting and like as a scorer. Even if it's off the bench, I think he can do that at a high level. My comp for him, just off rip, Eric Gordon.
Eric Gordon.
Eric Gordon.
I didn't think about that one.
Now, to talk about, I'm bouncing back and forth, so I'll let you reply. I guess let's focus on McCain. I guess first.
Okay, we'll go with McCain. So I buy the shooting like you. That's 100% a thing. It looks great. The thing that impressed me most is that with his body control off of any shot that he took, he was always square with the basket and boom, knockdown. It was great. I actually liked his defense as well. Though I think you kind of brought that up. Despite him,
He's a pesky defender.
Yeah,
That's how I describe him.
despite being limited physically.
Yeah.
I guess for me, he's 6'3". He's a 6'3" wingspan.
Yeah.
Collier is a 6'8" wingspan. And he's only going to be able to guard the one. There's nobody else he can guard. He could
I have
maybe
Collier at
guard
a
some
6'5" wingspan. Let's Google.
Yeah, look that up real quick.
But
6'5", sorry. Yeah, 6'5", you're right. I'm sorry. That's my fault.
Okay.
6'8" was I rather want Devin Carter.
Carter, yeah.
That's my fault. And I don't see him guarding any twos. Now, with that being said, it's not impossible. I mean, I'm named Jalen Brunson. Like, I even thought in my head, like, could he be like they're different, but like a Derek White type role?
Is that Brunson for McCain?
Yes. Small guard for him to play, he'd have to be a very big plus on offense.
Yes. Both of these guys, I think, would have to be, honestly.
Yes, but just talking about McCain,
Yeah.
I think that has to be a thing. And like you said, he's not very quick, and playmaking wise, he's not bad, but he's not impressive either.
I do think like there's no separation off the dribble. He doesn't have that like
Yeah.
extreme burst or anything like that. I do think his pull-up game's kind of nice. Like he
Oh yeah,
puts
it's really
them
nice.
really nice. Like he could just stop on a dime, rise up and hit, which is cool. Off dribble threes, I thought were really stiff, which was concerning. But like again, I'm buying the shooting. I think the thing that surprised me most and probably what has him so high for me is what he did like on his drives, like his ability to finish on those
Well,
drives. Like
here's the thing though, is I don't buy that he shot over half of his shots from beyond the arc.
for sure.
And that's at the college level. So
Yes.
what are you going to do at the NBA level?
He's a shooter.
Well, I know
Like
he's a shooter.
Eric Gordon was my comp. Like
Well,
again, this is where we're
yeah,
talking like
yeah, but again, Eric Gordon.
or here's a stat for you. Sorry to
Okay.
cut you off.
No, hit me with
Of
the
the
stat.
top 50 players in 3-point attempts per 100 possession, the players that are 6'3" and under who aren't point guards, I know it's a lot of sequiturs. Emmanuel
That's true.
Quickly, who is kind of a tweener, point guard, shooting guard.
Yeah.
Emmanuel Quickly, Eric Gordon, Terry Rozier. Rozier also a tweener between the two. So really, Eric Gordon's the only one. But like, I understand why it's like if you're not a point guard and you're 6'2", how are you going to get on the
I
court?
mean, Emmanuel Quickly was also an all-conference defender.
Was he? I don't remember.
Yeah, he was SEC Defender of the Year.
That
was Quickly.
I get my
Yeah.
Kentucky guys confused. I'm not gonna lie to you. So again, it's like if you're not that tall, how are you going to get on the court? Because it's tough. And I think Eric Gordon's kind of the only way. But I think being this level of shooter, I'm there. Like,
What do you have on your board?
I'm not super high. Like I'm not like
that's why I'm asking that. Is where
he's 12th right now.
12th.
I have him a spot below Connect. Like,
okay, so what's the upside then? Like, what's the ceiling?
I mean, I think he could start on a team I think he could start at some point.
Start at what though?
If he's this level of shooter at the 2, I think he could start at 2. You put him with good players around him. Like I don't think like on a bad team he would get killed, but like you put him on a solid team and he can play 20 to 25 minutes, shoot the heck out the ball. I think he's tough enough defensively to where he's not getting hunted. And kind of play from there. And I mean, offensively, I think he could just score the ball in a ton of ways. Like, I think he can get to the rim at the NBA. I think he can hit the mid-range jumper. I think he can shoot the 3. And in an NBA where you got to shoot the 3, I can't let him go past like 13, 14.
Yeah, I got him like 17. So
yeah. All right, Collier. Sorry.
Also another player I'm not high on, so I want to make clear that I'm not just like trashing McCain because I actually have Collier a spot below McCain, just not high on him. I wanted to really like him. Like I was like excited. Like when I was
me too.
When I was getting ready to watch him, I was like, okay, this is gonna be the guy that I'm gonna have top 10, and he's gonna go crazy, and it's gonna be awesome. And you think that with a guy that averaged 16 points, 4 assists, had a steal and a half, and you're like, okay, let's go. And then you watch him play, and I'm trying to. The word is, it's just very underwhelming. It was like has an NBA body, but he's not overly explosive. He's not gonna finish at a crazy like he had one move. It was like bully ball.
Yeah.
And
he had a nice little spin move too.
Yeah, and I thought that he had good footwork and things like that. But then when you watch everything else, it's like, what else does he do well? He can't really shoot. He gets to the line at an incredible rate, almost 50% free throw attempt rate, but he only makes 63% of those shots. So you're basically canceling that out. And this could be a product of him being at USC in general. Is just very reckless, like turnovers. And I'm watching it and I go, okay, I don't know if I can buy this anymore.
Okay, so first of all, I have 67% on free throws. I don't know which one is.
67.3 is what I said. 63. I'm at 67.
Just want to make sure before people get in our comments and
poor reading. I've done that twice.
So, I actually similar to you. Like I'd seen some Collier throughout the year, and it's like, okay, I want to watch more, but I refused during the year to watch like a ton of USC. Like I just wasn't
Right,
interested.
of course.
But scouting Nikola Topic, I watched them mega play USC, and I was like, oh, Collier's playing. Collier might be the best player on the court. So then, as I do my deep dive, I'm like, okay, this is the guy. Like people have had him like some people have him like top 6, top
Yeah,
7,
yeah.
and so I go into it with very high expectations. I actually went through and I put down like good at a lot of things. I think he has good enough variety on his drives. Like you said, he can do bullet ball, but I saw some spins, some euros. Like I think he has good variety there. Good touch around the paint. Like he made some runners, some floaters, some hooks. I thought were impressive. I think he has a solid handle. And I'm even buying the shot.
Really?
I'm buying the shot 60 or 34% from the field. And after he came back from a wrist injury, he was like 38%. And I think the form is there. Like I think the form is there. And if he had a better team around him, maybe he could get some better catch and shoot shots. And I think he's a decent passer. So again, all these things I'm like fairly high on. The one thing that is holding me back completely is he's not as good of an athlete as I thought he was. I
Yeah.
thought this was going to be a now I don't remember Blake Wesley's measurables from last year, but like Blake Wesley, was it 2 years ago or last year?
2 years ago.
2 years ago. Sheesh. Like Blake Wesley, I saw with like his length and like, or even like a Jaden Ivey, right? Like
Oh, you
quickness.
wanted like athlete.
I thought he was going to be a Jaden Ivey level athlete,
Yeah.
and he's not super. Like he's fast-ish, but he's not super explosive. He was listed at 6'4" by USC. He's measured at 6'2.5" at the combine, and the wingspan is only 6'5". And do you know his vert? Do you want to guess his
Yeah,
vert?
I have his vert.
Do you want to get? Do you remember? Do you want to guess it?
I have it up right now. Actually, it's 34.
34.
It's really bad.
This video was supposed to be we were supposed to do Jared McCain versus Devin Carter initially, which I'm glad we changed. But Devin Carter had a higher vertical standing still.
Yeah, I know.
thought Collier had what was it? I think it was 6 dunks the entire year.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. Again, this goes back to like kind of Nikola Topic, and I don't want to be like too harsh on these guys that are getting to the rim and not dunking, but like at a certain point you got to dunk the ball. Like it's hard to finish consistently at the rim in the NBA if you're not dunking the ball. It just is. So that's honestly, honest to God, I was high on a lot of things. And then I'm just like, I'm watching and watching and watching, and I'm like, he's not the most like dynamic guy. And then I go and look up his combine measurables. And I'm like, okay, that actually matches up with what my eyes are seeing, and it's very annoying.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't mind the finishing and not. I mean, I don't mind below the rim finishers as much. It's just because
Maybe it's just me.
Just because he was able to. I mean, yeah, sure. Like to compare McCain, like I buy Collier in the paint a lot more than I buy McCain.
For sure.
So I'm not gonna like just because of how he finished and how strong he is. The part that, to your point, that got me worried is he's not explosive. Like I was thinking this dude's gonna have the fastest first step I've ever seen. He's gonna be able to elevate, and I think it shows more on the defensive end for me. Is like if he's not giving it his all on the defensive end, then it's gonna be really hard for him, just because of he doesn't have that explosiveness and twitchiness. And then I don't buy the shot at all. So I mean, he had 5 games where he only had 5 games where he made multiple 3-pointers.
Yeah, I'm buying. I think the form just in general. Also, for what it's worth, McCain. It's funny. We knew McCain isn't a great athlete. Only had a 33-inch vertical, so it's like,
But 30. What's crazy is that Collier is 34-inch vertical, and he's and he looks like way more athletic.
I know.
It's funny.
I know. I'm just looking through the vertical jumps right now. Jalen Tyson 36.5, Cody Williams 35.5, and those are forwards. All right. Anything else here? Did I convince you?
I guess I need to decide which one's better. I mean, I guess I have to buy the McCain. Just having the skill that's instantly translatable. I think I'm gonna end it on this. I think McCain has a better shot of staying in the league for a long time. I think Collier has a better chance of having a higher ceiling. Like I think he has a higher ceiling than
Do you have comps?
I have, yeah. For who do you want?
Both.
For Jared McCain, I had Jalen Brunson and Derek White. I don't know why. I just thought of that small guards that are pesky.
Okay.
And then for Collier, I had Eric Bledsoe.
Okay. I'm cool with that. I had for Collier, all of my comps are taller than him, which is the problem. Again,
Yeah.
the problem. I did have Jaden Ivey written down because I think, like, in theory, that's where, like,
it's
you
not
want.
even the same. It's not even the same.
I think that's
It's
what you
not
want
even
him
the
to be,
same.
like.
It's not even the same.
I'm just saying, like, in theory. I did have Blake Wesley written down.
To your point about Jaden Ivey, though, I think Collier, it was either Collier or Devin Carter had one of the fastest full court sprints ever in the NBA Draft Combine.
One of them. Keldon Johnson.
Keldon Johnson, the forward.
Yeah. He's not a forward. He's like a 3.
How tall is he?
6'5". Again, all these players are taller than him.
Yeah.
And then I have Ayo Dosunmu, who I think a lot of people like out there, but I was going through average distance from the basket on shots because, obviously Collier, I think, should get to the rim. Ayo Dosunmu got there a lot. I think he was 2021 class when we didn't do a scout, but he gets the rim pretty well too. So anyways, those are my comps. It's hard for both these guys because there's not a ton of 6'2" two guards out there. So we'll see. The odds are against them, but maybe Collier can become a point guard. Maybe McCain can shoot the hell out the ball and get on the court regardless. But I'm higher on McCain. Colin is undecided. So y'all let me know. Who do y'all got in this matchup, Collier or McCain? We appreciate y'all for joining us. Leave us a like, comment, share, subscribe if you haven't already. And we will talk to y'all later.